What's up everybody? This is Vishwas. I am a data scientist and a tech enthusiast. Today I am back with another exciting video, so stay tuned. Guys, do you use any VPN service to privately browse internet? If yes, you might be actually getting monitored by this VPN service itself. And if you don't, you should definitely secure your communication using a VPN. Today I will introduce you to what is a VPN, available VPN services in the market, and even though most of them say they don't keep any user logs, how in reality they keep monitoring you. I will show you how to protect yourself from cyber threats by building your own VPN, and finally a demo in which I will go through each and every detailed step to build and maintain your own VPN server in less than 30 minutes. If you get something useful out of this video, do like it, subscribe to my channel, leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to press on the bell icon. So let's do it. Disclaimer: the purpose of this video is to educate you about cybersecurity and help you protect yourselves. This video does not claim to provide or teach about anonymity or censorship avoidance. Neither claims to protect you from security services also. So what is a VPN and why do you even need it? A VPN, or a virtual private network, is a mechanism to provide a secure connection between a computing device and computer network, using an insecure communication medium such as a public internet. In simple words, a VPN provides a secured encrypted tunnel between a client and server. So even if someone monitors your activity illegally, they can't understand any shit because everything is encrypted. How cool is that? Most of the web services these days run on HTTPS protocol, which is already a secured version of HTTP. So do you still need a VPN? Of course yes. Even though HTTPS and VPN can protect your data using encryption, they shouldn't be regarded as exclusive. In other words, is it not only a good idea to combine HTTPS and VPN for better privacy protection, but it is also recommended that you should use it especially when you are on a public internet. Let us understand this concept of VPN using a simple diagram.
Okay, let's say we have this user who has an IP address 192.10.1.2 and he's trying to access xyz.com over an HTTP protocol. Okay, so in simple scenario this will just work fine, but what will happen if there is a hacker in between? He can directly read your traffic because HTTP protocol is not secured, and yeah, then all of your personal information or any kind of sensitive information like your credit card number, your passwords can be readable by this hacker without any issues. So what does a VPN do here? The VPN sits between you and your website xyz.com. So what it will do is it will establish a connection, a secure encrypted connection between you and the VPN server itself. As the connection is encrypted, even if a hacker tries to get your information, yeah, probably he can get your information, but he won't be able to understand anything from it as the data is completely encrypted. Also, while making a request to this xyz.com, your IP address will be masked to the VPN server's IP address. In this case, 155.2.3.4. So, your request will go to this xyz.com as 155.2.3.4 and not 192.10.1.2. So that's how you can privately browse the xyz.com, and even if you pass some sensitive information or if hacker gets an access to your traffic, he can't get anything out of it. Isn't it cool?
Available free and paid VPN services in the market. There are tons of free and paid VPN services available in the market. But wait, how the heck free VPN services make money? Many free VPNs make money by tracking you in some way. They may use technologies like cookies, web beacons, or tracking pixels to record where you go online. Then they sell this information to advertisers or data brokers. So if you are using any of the free VPN services, please stop using it. What is wrong with the paid VPN services then? They claim to abide by a zero log policy, but it is virtually impossible to verify that. There are cases where investigation agencies has reached these so-called zero log policy VPN services and they could actually get the logs of criminals. Now I'm not condoning illegal activities, but this highlights that these VPN services blatantly lie to us. These paid for VPN services tend to be insecure, that they share keys, use weak cryptography, and gives us a false sense of security. Even if you are not doing anything wrong, you might be sharing the same endpoint with someone who is. And most importantly, due to the shared environment, the connection speeds suck. I hope guys now you have got enough idea about a VPN and how it works. Now let's start building our own VPN from scratch.
As part of the setup, I'm going to use Docker desktop application, which you can download from Docker website. I will put a link in the description of this video. Download a Docker image depending on your computer architecture. As I'm using a Mac powered by Apple Silicon, I have downloaded a Docker desktop for Mac with Apple Silicon. As the installation is finished, I will run the Docker desktop app. If you are a Windows user, don't worry. I will put a link in the description to know how to install Docker on Windows. And done, our Docker desktop is installed. At this point, you can close this window. Today we are going to use this awesome script named AlgoVPN to run and manage our VPN server. AlgoVPN was created by Trail of Bits, a security auditor founded in 2012 that has supported Facebook, DARPA, Airbnb, Google, and more. It released Algo in 2016 in a bid to increase the ease of use of deploying a secure VPN server. You can check their release announcement for more details. Basically, they have mentioned there why we shouldn't be bothered with commercial VPNs as they are crap. I have already told you this before. A comparison with another VPN building script named Strayson and why AlgoVPN is better. A comparison with OpenVPN, the user experience suffers because of the unnecessary complexity introduced by the operating system itself. Even though OpenVPN is used by almost all of the paid or free VPN services, it relies on the security of TLS, which is already known for its many of the security incidents. Then finally FreeSwan, which was made to serve the same purpose as AlgoVPN, but it died in 2000s when its dev team actually fractured. Three people forked it into LibreSwan, StrongSwan, and OpenSwan. And out of these three, only Strongest Swan survived, which is of course StrongSwan. You can also find a list of Algo's features and anti-features, which we will cover later on. Basically, these Algo VPN servers are designed to be disposable, which means once the purpose is solved, you can just destroy your virtual private server and then yeah, it's done. Your VPN server is gone. Let's go back to the GitHub repository and start getting our hands dirty. AlgoVPN's implementation is nothing but a set of Ansible scripts that simplify the setup of a personal WireGuard and IPsec VPN. It uses the most secure defaults available. It comes with a good set of features like only support for IK version 2 and supports only a single cipher suite. It generates the mobile config profiles which can directly work on Apple devices. There is some option for ad blocking. Personally speaking, it doesn't work very well for me. Yeah, and it is based on the current versions of Ubuntu and Strong Swan. You can use many of the VPS servers out there like DigitalOcean, Amazon, Google, Azure, Linode, and many more. For IKv2, you don't even need any client software. As WireGuard is not natively supported by modern operating systems yet, so you need their client, which is freely available on all the major platforms like Windows, macOS, iOS, and Android. Talking about anti-features, AlgoVPN doesn't support legacy cipher suites like L2TP, IK version 1, or RSA. It doesn't install risky servers like Tor or OpenVPN, and does not depend on the security of TLS. Same as this video, it is not meant for anonymity or censorship avoidance, and doesn't claim to protect you from state security agencies. So please be aware of that. Now let us finally set up our Algo server. I'm going to use DigitalOcean as a cloud provider. So let's first check what basic setup do we need to do on the DigitalOcean account. I'm going to sign in using my Google account. And this is how your homepage looks like. Let us first visit this droplet menu. What droplet is basically a Linux-based virtual machine. Currently there is nothing under my droplets menu, but after the installation script of AlgoVPN is finished, we will find a new droplet here under the choice of our region available on the DigitalOcean. Next, we need to set up a billing method where you need to provide your PayPal account details or directly link your credit card. You will be charged pay as you go depending on the usage. AlgoVPN creates smallest possible droplet for you, which only costs between $4 to $6 depending on the region. And final step is to create a token which is necessary for our AlgoVPN to get access of DigitalOcean account. Once the token is created, immediately copy it into some other secure place because it is visible only once here. Once you refresh the page or move to some other page and come back here, it won't be visible to you. So it is of course for the security purposes. Let us go back to our GitHub repository. Now let's open our terminal app, which is a command line interface. As we want to do the setup in Docker container, I will run this command into the terminal. It will be different for Windows, so I am attaching a manual if you are doing a setup on Windows. Please check the description of the video. Now we are in the Docker container which mounts or links to the local directory from my Mac. So once the server installation is done, all our configuration files will appear there. The first command here is apt update, which updates the package sources list with the latest versions of the packages in the repositories. And done. As the Ubuntu container doesn't have any libraries installed, so let us first start installing with necessary softwares like Python, then Python pip, Git, which is required to clone our GitHub repository, and finally Vim, which is an text-based editor to edit some configuration files. This new ARM64 architecture is really fast and it finishes your setup within few seconds. As compared to Intel based Macs, you can get much performance gains on the ARM-based machines. Some software support is still not available for ARM-based machines, so yeah, Apple has done some arrangement called Rosetta, which is basically an emulation of x86 architecture, and you can run any x86 architecture based applications on your ARM based architecture. Okay, now we are done. Let's quickly check the Python version. It is 3.10.6. Now we will switch to app directory and finally clone our Git repository into the app directory. After cloning, the directory named algo is created for us, so let us switch to that directory. Here you can find a bunch of necessary files. Mainly we are interested in config.cfg file, which has all the specifications mentioned to build our AlgoVPN server. Next step is to install a virtual environment. As we are using Ubuntu, we will copy this command and paste it in our Docker container. But before that, we need to actually install a sudo command. We will install sudo using apt install sudo. And then we can finally run the command to install Python 3 virtual env library. The next step is to actually creating a virtual environment, activating it, and install Python specific libraries necessary for the AlgoVPN setup. This will take a minute or two, so please be patient. Okay, we are done with the necessary library setup. Next step is to edit the config.cfg file using our editor Vim. Press I and then you can edit this file. First thing is to change the list of users. It's basically the list of your devices for which you need to create configuration files. Ideally, you should create a separate configuration file for each device and for each user. I already have a list of my devices, so I have copied it from other text box. So please take some time and create the list of your devices. We won't change the default SSH port. The IPsec, which is like basically a strong swan, should be enabled. Then if you want to deploy a WireGuard, then this parameter should be true. We won't change the default port of WireGuard, which is 51820. Yeah, then these are some options we don't need to touch basically. And the next thing we want to edit is let me check. Yeah, you can keep the default DNS servers as it is. Yeah, this is the parameter strong swan log level we need to change. By default it is 2, but we will change it to -1, which will basically make our VPN server completely silent, which means no logs at all. Similarly, there is one more parameter regarding to WireGuard named no log, which is already true. So our WireGuard server won't also export any logs. So basically our VPN server will be completely silent. Yeah, done. Press escape :WQ and enter, and we are done with editing our configuration file, and we are ready to do our actual server installation with this configuration file. So let's do it. Now just type the command /algo, which is mentioned in the documentation as well, and the script will begin. It will ask you some questions. So yeah, let me show you the live demo, what happens on the digital cloud account. And wait a moment. Yeah, let us quickly move to this droplets tab, and you can see currently there is nothing. If you click on create server option, you can find a list of available regions on DigitalOcean. Today I will install my server in London region. Of course, you can choose any other server or region of your choice. As we are doing all of our setup using a Docker container, we don't need to do anything directly in the DigitalOcean tab. As we are using DigitalOcean, so we need to enter one, which is a code for DigitalOcean. Then it asks us to enter a name. I will name it as Lon, which is basically London. Then press enter. There is something called connect on demand feature with these VPNs. So let's say if you connect to particular Wi-Fi or particular mobile network, then your VPN will automatically switch on to protect your data. So here for the cellular networks, I will choose no. So I don't need to connect on demand. But yeah, on the Wi-Fi networks, I definitely need to turn on my VPN. So I will enter yes. You can omit some Wi-Fi names like your home Wi-Fi or something, and in that case it won't get connected to the VPN automatically, but otherwise it will. Enter your Wi-Fi name there. The next is retain the PKI prompt, which is no. Then DNS ad blocking prompt, yes, it will block some of the ads. Next it asks us is to SSH tunneling prompt, which I won't choose, and enter N. And yeah, finally it asks us to enter our digital cloud token, which we have copied to some other place. So I will copy it from there and paste it here. It won't be of course visible, but just paste it and press enter. Great. Now it lists the available regions on DigitalOcean Cloud. As we want to create our server in London region, so we need to choose 4. So yeah, that's what we will enter. And within few seconds, we have got a notification on our DigitalOcean Cloud account that our droplet is created. If we refresh the droplets tab, we can see a London server right now. Okay, great. Now sit back and relax for 5 to 10 minutes. Have some coffee break. It will take some time to create and set up your AlgoVPN server. And we are finally done. Now we can see there is a directory named with our VPN server's IP address, and then you can find various configurations there. Now I will show you a quick demo how to set up a WireGuard VPN on your Mac computer. And don't worry, the steps are pretty much the same on Windows machine as well. So here is the list of the configurations for my WireGuard server. There you can find the PNG images as well as the .conf files. Using PNG images, you can directly scan the image in your mobile WireGuard app, and then you can finish your setup quickly. Or else you can click on these mobile config files and it will install the necessary VPN profiles natively into your Mac computer. So yeah, you can choose your own way. Today I'm going to use a WireGuard app installed on my MacBook Pro, which I have downloaded from the Apple's App Store. Yeah, you can simply search for WireGuard and then you can find this WireGuard client. It's free. You can just download and install the VPN configuration there. So click on the import tunnels tab, and yeah, here I need to choose the VPN configuration file, which is created by our AlgoVPN script. And unfortunately I cannot drag and drop, so I need to um, like move to the directory and choose the VPN configuration from there. It is under WireGuard directory, and yeah, I will choose macbookpro.conf. I need to press on allow, and yeah, finally it's done. The configuration has been installed, and now I can click on activate to connect to my VPN server. Now as I can connect to the VPN server, let me deactivate it for now. I will show you how does the VPN actually work in reality. So currently the VPN is deactivated, and let me quickly check what is my current IP address. It is showing the location somewhere in Tokyo. Don't worry, this is not my real IP address. So yeah, this is the state before connecting to the VPN server, and now I will connect to the VPN server, and yeah, the connection is established, and we'll move back to the whatismyip.com. And if I refresh the page now, bam, my location is in London. Actually I'm not in London, but yeah, virtually I'm rerouting my traffic through the London based virtual machine. Let's quickly do the speed test check as well. For WireGuard, you need to do one more additional step. I will tell you why. So this current speed test shows that I don't have any download speeds at all, which is pretty bad, right? Oh, finally 0.01 Mbps. Let's check the upload speeds. Oh great, the upload speeds are really good. So I think it has something to do with called MTU, or the maximum transmission unit. I will quickly modify the MTU setting inside my WireGuard client using this edit button. I just need to enter one line below the DNS, that is MTU equals to 1280, and click on save. Done. Let's do the speed test again. Okay, I will just refresh the speed test page and click on go. Now let's check how much are our speeds. Of course not. Cool. So now it is more than 100 Mbps, 153 or 200, 250. Have you got such a high speeds with your current VPN service? Let me know in the comments below. We can get fairly good upload speeds as well. This happens because you have a dedicated private VPN server and it is only handling your own traffic, not shared between other users. So that's why we can see good speeds here. Also, my home internet speed is 1 Gbps. Also, DigitalOcean provides a bandwidth of 1 Gbps. So basically, there is no loss in the speeds. As the purpose of this demo is over, I will destroy this server. So, yep, destroy this droplet, and I need to enter the name again, and done. We can quickly check this from our WireGuard client, and even though it says activated, there is no communication with our VPN server because it is already destroyed. So there is no need of this configuration anymore. I will just delete it, and I don't even need the configuration files, so I will just delete this directory as well because that server doesn't exist anymore. Now go and create your own VPN and let me know your experience in the comments below. Share this video with your friends, and yeah, do click on that subscribe button.
I hope you got something useful today. Thanks, and catch you guys in the next video. For now, bye bye. Peace.